So in the previous video, I explained to you exactly what it was that this XML file contained and how it was set up. Now I'm going to show you how to edit this for your website. So if you look in your exercise files folder for this particular video, you'll find this file, template.details.xml, and this is going to be our starting point. So the first thing I'm going to do once I have this open in my editor is I'm going to say File, Save As, and I'm going to put this into my desktop, into my template folder, and template, lowercase t template, capital D details.xml. Don't change the file name. Just put it here into the root of your template folder. Go ahead and click Save. Do not update the links. That'll only be asked if you're working with Dreamweaver. Okay, so now we can go through here and edit this. So as I said, the first 3 lines of this XML template details file, you do not want to edit, so don't touch those. We'll start with line 4 here. Instead of Protostar, we're going to give this another name. I'm just going to call this Kinetico. It is indeed version 1, and now I can list my creation date, 11/5/2012. By the way, this is an American date format, month, day, and year. You could certainly put this in European format, so you could say 5/11/2012 if you wish. You could also spell it out as November 5th, 2012, or you could say 5 November 2012. However you want to do it is just fine. It's going to show up in whatever you type in here. It'll show up in the back end of Joomla in a listing of all of your templates. The author here is not going to be Kyle Ledbetter. It's going to be Jen Kramer. And I can put in an email address here, info@kinetico.com. And then I'll have a copyright statement. So this will be copyright 2012, Kinetico, Inc. All rights reserved. Then the description is, as I said here before, this was done with a variable. I'm just going to type in, this is the template for the Kinetico website. This will show up in one of the template style screen is where this description will show up. Now I need to take a look at my list of files. So if you look at your template folder, what we have here right now is we have a CSS folder, an images folder, favicon.ico, index.php, template preview, template thumbnail, both of those are PNGs, and template details.xml. I skipped over index.html. If you want to upload that to the server, you can. I'm just not going to include that as part of my upload to the server, so I've just skipped over that. So let's go ahead and modify our file list here. So we don't have a component.php, so I'll just erase that line. We do have a favicon.ico and index.php, template details.xml, template preview, and template thumbnail. We have all of those. We do not have an HTML folder, but we have CSS and we have images. We don't have an IMG, JavaScript, language, or less folder, so I'm going to get rid of all of those. So that was pretty simple. Now we need to spell out our module positions here in this list. By putting your module positions in this list, that will correspond to the dropdown that you see in the module manager when you assign a module position to a specific module. So this is where those positions are coming from to populate that dropdown list. So we need to edit this list. And what were our module positions again? Well, if you don't remember, you can go ahead and open up your template folder and open up index.php and just read on through here and you'll find your module positions. So there's search, nav, breadcrumbs. So let's go ahead and spell those out to start with. Search, nav, and breadcrumbs. So I'm going to switch to my template details.xml and I'll type in search, breadcrumbs, and nav. And if I switch back over to index.php, I'll scroll down a little bit more. I also have module positions of right and footer. So let me change those also, right and footer. And all of these other positions I don't need, so I can just get rid of all of these extras. So there we go. Search, breadcrumbs, nav, right, and footer. And let me just double check that. So search, nav, breadcrumbs, right, and footer. So we're all set. Then the last part of this is languages. I'm not going to have a language file associated with this template, so I don't need this code that's here. If you do have a language file associated with your template, you will need to put it here. And then, as I said, this last part here under config has to do with template variables and template configuration screens, which we're not going to have, at least to start with. So I'm just going to go ahead and highlight all of that from the opening config tag all the way down to /config, and I'm just going to erase that. So your XML file should be really quite short. It should just have these 3 critical lines at the beginning, a little bit of information about the template itself, a little bit of information about the files and folders therein, and a list of the module positions. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do. Go ahead and say File Save, and we are done with the template details.xml file.